They just finished up qualifying.
Hey, there's the live stream notification. So first invite, y'all let me know if you don't get any invites.
I just
got
received
it.
Oh. Let's check out the theme song for the night, handpicked by Mr. Williams. Oh, we got third one.
Oh.
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
Appropriate.
Alright, Big Jim, I see you there.
Big Jim on the pole.
Big Jim on the pole.
Alright, well, copyright says that we can only play 30 seconds of a song.
Oh, guys.
So there it is. You never know. We might have 6.3 million viewers, just like Darlington did one year. And they'll go back way far back in our streams and then shut us down.
That one-time wonder.
Alright, are they still at the loading screen and all that?
5 seconds.
Indeed.
Oh, we could join,
All
Gator
right.
says.
Mr. Big Jim.
Mr. Big Jim. Alright, Mr. Big Slim Jim.
I'm all out of whack tonight.
No, you're good. Alright, well, switch gears here. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our live stream. If you're going back and watching it later, welcome to you as well. Cup guys, I know you like to watch your races. We're going to the Worldwide Technology Raceway, also known as Gateway. That's what folks should know it as, for the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series in the North American eRacing League. Join me in the booth tonight. Doc is back. Doc, how you been, bud?
Doing good, Avenge. Glad to be back in the NARL. How you doing?
You know, just quarantining and living life, I guess. Charp is also in here. How you doing, bud?
Can't complain, doing alright.
There you go. You still offshore, bud?
Yeah, got 8 more in a wake up. Come on May 27th.
Just in time for the playoffs, right?
Trying to trim into the lead. I went from, 105 to 73 back, so, hey, 4 races left. Anything can happen.
I guess so. All right, so here tonight, once again, the Cup Series is at Gateway. A track that the Cup Series actually doesn't run at in real life, but it's fun on the game. So here we are. Big Jim on the pole tonight. It looks like Ronnie Mack in that McDonald's 42 Chevrolet Camaro qualified P2. Gator Mike currently running P3 in that Scooby-Doo machine. Who's that P4? Is that Draven? I can't tell. No, that's
NR Lewis.
NR Lewis. P4. P5 is Captain Killam. P6, Lieutenant Crunch.
Yeah, Avenge. All these guys right now, everybody's just running single file. Not a lot of racing going on early.
Yeah,
guys just trying to find a line in the train and try to just figure out their cars here early on in stage 1.
Yeah, it looks that way, doesn't it?
Look like everybody just trying to get a groove early on. I mean, it's the first time we come over here with the Cup guys, so everybody's a little bit new to the track.
Yeah, I agree with both of you guys, and here we are, just like both of you guys said, running single file here at Gateway. Everybody trying to figure out their car, trying to get it together. This is about the time in the race where I ask someone, what can we expect? But I don't know if we know what to expect out of tonight. Is this a short track, or is it a, what is this, an intermediate? What would you qualify this as, Sharp?
I actually find it has some similarities to New Hampshire there. It's not a lot of banking there, heavy braking zone in 1 and 2, and it's all about how you hit your marks coming out of 1 and 2. If you get in easy into the corner, you can gas it up, but you got to be careful because you can get loose coming out of 2. And in turn 3 and 4 is all about how you hit your line, trying to keep as much speed going through those turns.
All right, Doc, do you have any tips or pointers for these guys here tonight?
Try to get as close to the wall as possible on corner entry and dive her into that red and white stripe line at the bottom. Just try to make it stick. And honestly, I think tires, like Sharp was saying, there's not a lot of banking at this track, so the tire wear is going to be key here. You're going to have a lot of worn out right side. So seeing if these guys can conserve and seeing how the pit strategy plays out is definitely going to be critical for these guys to get a good finish tonight.
Yeah, speaking about good finish, it never hurts to have a good start. It's Big Jim on the pole here, earning those 2 extra points in the standings. Once again, running... 31 through P3 is all running underneath a blanket. Gator Mike making an early mistake there. The first 2 cars are going to run away with this.
I was going to say, that 43 of Shadowhawk is definitely catching up to that back bumper of Big Jim. He's closing in on him lap after lap.
It's a 43. I'm sorry. I called it Ronnie Mack earlier. Apologize about that, Shadowhawk. I always assume that McDonald's is on the 42.
Oof. Crunch got a good run coming out of turn 2 there and almost caught the bumper of Killiam there. He's looking to the inside of him right now, actually. And that's just the tough part about this track. It's so hard to pass. You really have to time your runs here. And the guy on the outside has to be careful he's not going to pitch him down, try to give him plenty of room to be able to turn through those corners.
And somehow Killiam made NARL Lewis clipped the wall on entry, and he smokes the wall, and around he goes. Single car incident into turn 1. Doesn't look like any caution is going to come out here tonight. That's a tough break for NARL Lewis as the camera was on him running P4, P5, and he's going to fall all the way to the rear of the field.
Yeah, with this type of track, he's going to lose so much track position, and he'll probably have to come down pit road to repair that damage.
Yeah, he really caught that wall at a bad angle, and it looked like TK Kelvin got into the wall a little bit too, and I think he actually caught a little bit of the 19 there, so I don't know how much damage the 2 car has, if any. His car looks pretty clean. Looked like he avoided any major damage there.
So speaking of walls real quick, we've got some really funny looking walls at this track. We could start off with the wall going into turn 1, which we're going to ride on board with Killiam so you guys can see what I'm talking about whenever he clears this corner in the straightaway. But that's what caught up NARL Lewis was, look, this wall right here, there's no safer barrier on it. And then all of a sudden, right when you go to enter the turn, boom, there's the wall. Just sticks out there. So if you miss that corner by a half a foot, you're going to hit that wall and end up just like NARL Lewis. But also down the backstretch here, as we see Captain Killiam come off of turn 2, look at this wall come in on you down the backstretch. How much of a mental game is that, Doc? Have you ran many laps here?
I have in the Xfinity series, not in the cup cars, but yeah, man, it's hitting your marks at this track, especially when that right rear starts to go down, becomes more and more of a challenge. So, these guys are definitely going to have their work cut out for them as the laps dwindle down.
That's that 42 of Ronnie Mack making his way inside the one of you already heard. Doesn't look like he's going to... Oh, he might be able to make it stick. Is he going to pass him here coming off the corner? I'm not sure. Charf, how many laps have you ran here? Well, you don't have to give us an exact number, but do these wall angles mess with your mind any?
Every single lap, and especially when you got somebody right behind you because you're trying to hit your mark. We got a battle for the lead here. I'll get back to that in a second. Big Jim is actually going to allow the 43 just to go on by early on in the race. No need to press it right now as the 43 goes to the front.
All right, so Shadowhawk's your new leader here in that Richard Petty Motorsports Chevrolet Camaro, sponsored by McDonald's. See if he can't break the McDonald's curse. Big Jim falls back to P2. Maybe he's got a little bit of a short run car. As Gator Mike has made his way back up here into the battle, rebounding from that hit in the wall early on as he hits the wall again. So it's a little bit of bad luck there. So about these wall angles, Sharp, how did I know you said it messes with your head, but I mean, this has got to be unique to this track, the way these walls just kind of jet out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's you know, you're trying to get the best entry into turn one, and you're getting down into a heavy braking zone, and when you brake, it wants to throw the car actually to the right just a little bit, entering the corner, and that safety barrier juts out of nowhere, and it can really catch you off guard. Oh, Crunch caught the wall. But yeah, it'll just catch you off guard if you let your concentration go for just a split second there. And in middle of middle of the backstretch, you got that wall that just kind of juts in. And if you let your car slide to the right for just a split second, you can catch that wall, and it'll just throw you all the way to the inside wall. So hitting your marks here is going to be extremely key here tonight. Just all about trying to get into consistent rhythm here, hitting your marks, trying to make the best lap times possible. And it's so hard to run good laps in and out every single time because, as I've said, consistency is key. And up front, you know, we touched on it, Shadowhawk is looking really good. He's beginning to pull away from Big Jim now, so he looks like he has his track figured out pretty early.
All right, well, definitely a unique track here at Gateway. Not a track that we run at a lot, or really at all, at least for me. If I'm in a public lobby and I'm the host, I ain't picking it. But anyways, it's a fun track. They definitely revamped it, just like New Hampshire. It's definitely raceable now. Doc, anything you want to kind of add on here in stage one?
Well, right now, I'd have to say, from what I've seen, you know, a lot of these guys that started up towards the front look like they're going to finish this stage up towards the front, as we now have 5 to go left in stage one. Wow. Definitely track position going to play a key factor here tonight. Doesn't seem like a lot of the guys in the back were able to make it up to the front in this early stage.
Wow, so I'm a little bit surprised there by the 5 to go call as the 2 of Kevin kisses the wall there. Do you think that this is because 704 Games didn't have a reference to go off for the cup race, how many laps it should run, so they used the Xfinity numbers? Because this seems kind of a short stage. Or have we just been rambling on for a long time? I don't know.
Maybe both. maybe a little bit of half and half.
Yeah, because we only had, last night we only had about 20 fewer laps than what we're running tonight there. So, we had a 250 miler if you run 100%, and I guess, this will be a 300 miler if it'd be a 100% cup race. So, yeah, really, really short race. Not a lot of time to rebound from mistakes. So, you got to get your setup right from the beginning and hope that you find your way to the front in a hurry.
All right, well, speaking about the front, Shadowhawk currently leading the field. There's Big Jim got really loose off of turn 2 back there. That's going to allow Shadowhawk to drive off even farther. Once again, he's driving that 43 Richard Petty Motorsports Chevrolet Camaro, not the 42 that I called earlier in the race. Gator Mike holding on strong in P3 with that right side damage, as we have 3 laps to go in stage.
I tell you, these 3 cars, they've all checked out. They come here down to 1 to go left in stage 1. You gotta think, man. A lot of these guys up towards the front, how much more are they going to really change in their cars? What kind of changes are they going to make on pit road? Because it seems like all 3 of them really have their cars dialed in here early in this race.
I gotta tell you, if I'm Shadowhawk, I ain't touching it. I'm gonna let you guys catch up to me, and then once you do, I'll make an adjustment and see what happens. But I'm not touching it from Shadowhawk.
Exactly.
All right, so
Oh, we almost clipped the wall.
Is this it, or is this one to go right here?
This is it.
That's
Stage
it. All right,
one
so
to the 43.
Shadowhawk, your stage winner. Big Jim P2, Gator Mike P3, holding on strong. That 14 of Captain Kill in P4, and Kevin finishing out your stage point winners in P5. So Shadowhawk grabbing that extra playoff point as playoffs are starting to loom in the distant future. That's going to be important. So
Every
Doc,
little point counts.
Oh, for sure. And you mentioned these adjustments that they got to make. So since you mentioned it, and I have no clue what adjustments to make at Gateway, but hey, we got a guy up here that just raced here last night. Sharp, what adjustments do you make?
It's really tough because the Cup cars handle so much differently than Xfinity, and in all honesty, I'm not exactly sure how the Cup cars handle over here because I've only ran, a handful of races and never really went down pit road to adjust on them. So it all depends on what preset you have. If you run a little bit of a lower preset, if you feel like you're a little bit too tight during the run, I'd say loosen it. And depending what kind of temperatures are running, a little bit of extra tape will help the corner, the cars rotate in the corner. So it's all about comfort feel at this track.
All right, so here comes stage 2 at Gateway. We got that 43 Shadowhawk, your stage 1 winner, leading this field to green as they go down into turn 1. A little bit of strategy perhaps on pit road from that 14 of Captain Kill him. He finished the stage P4. He started P2, and he might actually take the lead away here from the 43, and he does.
See, he used that high side to perfection there. He was able to use the banking to his advantage up there. Didn't pinch the 43 down, but he had a better angle coming out of the corner, was able to hold a little bit more speed. The 32 trying to follow him do the same thing, use that high side. It comes in handy here at this track.
All right, so a little bit of a high line here at Gateway. Gator Mike trying to use it. It looks like he may have got just a little bit out of line. Oh, and I stand corrected. It looks like he's going to have a nice run off the corner. My goodness.
Right now, I think Shadow, yep, there goes Shadow. He just wanted to fall in line there, kind of, focus, get his focus back, get in line, and try to start running his line again there. He was getting freight train on the low side, which, in all honesty, that's a little bit surprising here.
Oh, a little bit of contact in the back there between the 10 of Mr. Williams and the 1 of you already heard. Oh, what happened there with Shadowhawk? What happened?
Draven got spun.
Oh, no.
Draven is around in the back of the field.
Oh, man. Oh, looks like he's just now getting back up to speed. What happened there? I missed just about all of it, apparently.
Just about missed all of it, just barely caught it. I mean, it just looked like somebody might have caught the wall coming out of turn 4, and unfortunately he just happened to be in the car that got tagged and spun. But it is stage 2. He'll have time to rebound here.
Oh, and look at Gator Mike trying to look underneath that 14 of Captain Kill him as they head down the backstretch. Looks like Killham's going to be clear into turn 3. Oh,
surprise here, Shadow. Lewis is making a good rebound. He's up to 8th position, and right in front of him is Mr. Williams, Mr. Williams started a little bit toward the rear, and he's been making some progress.
Oh,
nice progress in this race.
Shadowhawk got out of line there again. Not sure what happened.
Oh, Gator Mike kind of moves Kill him there on the inside. He's going for the lead.
Oh, Kill uses the outside again to his advantage as he gets the huge run down the backstretch.
Yeah.
Let's see. Not quite as far. Looks like Killin might be running that high line on purpose. What do you think, Doc?
I completely agree there, Revenge. I definitely think he's using that high side. He must have found something in the setup off pit road or in stage 1 because he's definitely making that outside line work. We just saw Shadowhawk, as Sharp was saying, he just got absolutely hung out to dry on that low line, and I'm appalled. I thought for sure that Big Jim hit the wall there. I thought for sure he was going to have that low line and be able to drive away from this field like we saw in the beginning of stage 1 with Big Jim, but man, I tell you what, that high line for Captain Killam right now is gold.
Yeah, and it looks like it as he has a 1 or 2 car advantage over 32 of Gator Mike here. So he kind of dove down to the bottom there down the front stretch. It looks like he might be diamonding in it a little bit. Not sure, but it's working. Whatever he's doing, it's working. Here comes Big Jim rebounding from kissing that wall a couple of laps ago. He is now all over the back bumper of that 32 of Gator Mike. Coming off of turn 4 here. Gator Mike went from all of his attention right in front of him trying to race for the lead. Now he's got that 11 machine right on his bumper.
Gator Mike's definitely surprising me tonight. You know, how consistent he's been able to just run up front and, you know, just hold his ground.
Yeah, as you ran P3 all stage 1, he's running P2 now. Go ahead, Sharp.
I was just saying, I'm riding on Big Jim. I'm just watching the front 2 guys, and Big Jim he's searching right now. He's looking for some kind of edge to be able to get around these guys. He's really going to, I mean, way up high in turn 3 and 4, and he actually got a nice run, but you just give up so much going into turn 3 if you get that high side. But he gets a good run off of 2. He's looking the inside of Gator Mike here.
Oh, there he goes. He's definitely on the inside. Go ahead, Doc.
I'm sorry, yeah, Big Jim to P2, but I'll tell you what, Captain Killam being really smart right now in the lead. He's just drifting every single straightaway that I'm seeing him right now race. He dips down to the middle of the track while these other guys ride the high line to help try to break that draft from these 2 behind him to hopefully give him more space between him and Big Jim, so that way they don't stay in the wake of his draft. So very, very smart veteran move by our leader here in stage 2.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. That's what he's doing. Oh, the 11 of Big Jim drove it in there, but he's not going to be able to make it stick as the 14 of Captain Killam's going to get the run on the exit of the corner. But watch Captain Killam drive here as he ducks down just a little bit to kind of get rid of that draft. Now, Gateway is not super draft dependent. However, these long straightaways on the front and back stretch allow the draft to be a factor. So to be able to break that draft just like Doc Shock's caught might be key to keeping the lead here. Whenever they get back to the start finish line laps to go. I just wanted laps to go, that's all. Go ahead.
I was just saying it's really fun watching Big Jim and Captain Killam race here. They got 2 different lines in the corners and 2 different lines in the straightaways. You got Jim on the inside, Killam on the outside, but then when they go in the straightaways, Jim hugs the wall and Killam goes and ducks down to the middle of the track. So it's like they're running 2 completely different lines around this track, and both of them are making it work. But it looks like Jim's going to be able to get to the bumper here.
Oh, the 14 get a little loose mid-corner there. He's going to lose a ton of time. Is now the 32 of Gator Mike's got to run on that 14. Let's see if he tries to take advantage, and he does. He passes him into the corner. Captain Killam a little bit on the apron. He's going to be able to save it at least as he falls to P3. We get a laps to go here in stage 2.
Crap.
Yeah, we're gonna have to give us a half a.
That's fine. Yeah.
Half a turn here. We'll be good.
Seem to be ticking off pretty fast.
All right. So yeah, we got 6 to go.
All right.
Hey man, Gator Mike is coming. He is. That 32 is quick. May have drove it in a little bit too deep there though. But he is right there with these guys up front.
He really is. He's got his full focus on the track here tonight in that 32 Go Fast Racing Ford Mustang, sponsored by Scooby-Doo. I've always, and now don't get me wrong, excellent paint scheme. But I've always been wondered if they just put Scooby-Doo on the car for free, or do they do, oh my goodness, I can't talk English hard. Or does, like, Scooby-Doo and Warner Brothers actually pay them for a sponsorship every year at Martinsville towards Halloween time?
Possible movie coming out. Ooh, Jim got loose.
Yeah, but it's been going on for years. I do agree. Yeah, there is a movie out now.
Gator Mike's going to go inside of him here.
And there he goes.
Yeah, here you go.
Oh,
Big Jim in the wall.
In the wall. Looks like self-inflicted in the wall as well, as they are now racing for second. He's going to fall right behind that 14 to cap to kill him. Gator Mike, 2 lead here with 4 laps to go in the stage.
I was going to say that's absolutely huge. Big Jim, huge mistake. That's some stage points right there he's going to lose if he can't catch up. Wow, man. Gator Mike, I tell you, man, stick up towards the front, keep your nose clean, good things happen.
But his battle for the lead is definitely not over. Killiam has been able to rebound and get right back to Gator Mike. He's going to challenge him here.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right, as Captain Killam is all over the back bumper of this 32 machine. 2 Ford Mustangs currently battling for the lead as a Toyota Camry runs P3.
We got a caution.
Is that a caution?
Oh, no!
They're still running.
Wow. Okay, maybe my screen's lagging. I don't know. They're all over the track right now.
Not again.
Wow.
As Gator Mike leads that lap, but don't look now. Here comes that 14 to cap to kill him. Battling on the outside, and the 11 of Big Jim sticks his nose into the party. He said, hey, you forget about me? I'm still here. The 14 Captain Killen should pull Big Jim on the back stretch. Let's see what lane Captain Killen pulls here to try to chase down the leader. Oh, the high lane. How many laps is this? 2? I lost count.
White flag here.
Oh,
White flag, yep.
Last lap. So will Big Jim try anything on the Xfinity Commissioner Gator Mike, co-owner of the North American eRacing League? Will he try anything here for some stage points, some stage winning points, and a playoff point? Let's see as they drive down.
He's got a good run down the back stretch, maybe.
And 11 of Big Jim looks like he just overdrove just a little bit. He's not going to be able to get up. I don't think. A little bit too much from the 11. Oh, the 2 is around.
The 2 spinning out of 4.
The 43 is going to take P4, it looks like. I don't know who finished P5. I don't understand. Anybody give us official top 5?
I got you. Gator Mike.
Good.
Yeah, Big Jim in 3rd and Shadowhawk in 4th, and then NR Lewis in that 19 is able to round off the top 5. That spin out there in turn 4 for Kevin, that absolutely killed his chances of some stage points. Man, what an exciting stage, guys! That was fun to watch.
Really good battle for the lead here. I mean, I think we could safely say right now, these 3 are the cars to beat right now. But I tell you what, NR Lewis came all the way from the back, all the way back to 5th. So, I mean, he could be a player later on in this race. And if Shadowhawk can get his car figured out in the early going, you know, he got back to 4th as well. So anything can happen.
Yeah, don't count out Shadowhawk in that 43 machine. But that definitely was a fun stage to watch. Well, there goes my analysis as we're about to start stage 3, the final stage here at Gateway Worldwide Technology Park Raceway? I don't know. Anyways, Gateway, as we start stage 3. The 32 of Gator Mike, your stage 2 winner, dives his field down into turn 1. The 11 of Big Jim right behind him with the 14 of Captain Killam now following behind him. They got the 19 of NR Lewis currently running P4. 88 of Lieutenant Crutch, P5. The 10 of Mr. Williams, P6.
I was going to touch on Mr. Williams there. He's been looking really consistent in this race there. Maybe
the round goes to 37. Hard into the wall. He collects the 4. I'm not sure that's going to be a caution. This 4 cannot catch any brakes.
Ah, man.
It's not a caution.
Oh, the 10 got in hot. He's still... Oh, gosh, they're 3 wide for about 5th.
A little bit of contact with that 42.
They're all bouncing off of each other.
4 wide. Oof.
There goes that 2. He said, we ain't going to be 3 wide for long. I'll go ahead and clear you guys. The 11 of Big Jim looking underneath that 14.
You know, Shadowhawk right now, we saw him be dominant there in stage 1 towards the end of the stage, and now he's got to battle through all this traffic trying to get himself up towards the front. You got to think with track position being so key at this racetrack, you know, every lap counts. So we know how short this track is too, compared to the Xfinity series and how they almost have the same lap count. So I mean, if you're sitting here mid pack, it's go time. You don't really have time to waste. Speaking
of go time, this 32 of the Go Fast Racing Mustang has been under fire, not only from the 14, who's now dropping back, but also that 11 of Big Jim. He's been under fire since the stage started. He cannot separate himself from the field as of yet. As the 14 is going to clear that 11, being pushed by the 19 of NR Lewis as they head down into turn 3. 14 to Captain Killam taking his patent high line around here. See if you can't get anything. Oh, a little brush the wall a little bit, it looks like.
And our Lewis up to 3rd place. And here comes Joe. Joe's up to 5th.
Yeah, you can never quite count out Joe at just about any race that you got. He seems to always kind of find his way up to the front, as we see here. Not too strong in stage 1s and 2, but here he is.
Totally random question, but is Matt Kenseth a bum?
Depends who you ask.
Well, if you ask Joe, I think he counted him as a bum.
Oh, okay.
That was kind of messed up there.
Look,
Year and a half vacation, comes back, gets a top 10.
Look, I'm a Joey Logano fan, alright? Matt Kenseth's not a bum.
Oh, jeez.
No, he's not a bum.
There we go.
He's not a bum.
Yeah, here we go.
That's what I'm saying, he's not a bum.
If anybody should be sponsored by McDonald's, it should be Joey Logano. He just looks like damn Ronald McDonald to me, man.
Wrong. I'm personally offended.
Well. 2020.
Real funny.
It is. Alright, boys. Tell you what.
Okay, so anyway, back to the racing.
Actually, Matt Kenseth looks more like Ronald McDonald than Joey does. That's what we're talking about him.
Think so?
Yeah, because he's got the small chin, but it comes up to like the bigger like cranium.
Yeah, I guess I could see it. I guess I can get a little bit of a resemblance there.
Yeah. But anyways, no, I don't think Matt Kenseth is a bum. To answer your question, I think Doc's hinted to out for a year and a half, or maybe a new chart. He was out for a year and a half, and he took a Chip Ganassi racing machine, which we all know is not quite at the same level as Penske or Stewart Haas Racing, or those top tiers. I think they're like a 4.5 star organization, Chip Ganassi Racing, and he led him to a top 10. So I mean,
you got to think about what Ryan Newman did last season, though, and then that's another name right there. It's happy to see Ryan Newman back in action.
Oh, definitely.
He ran strong at times. He spun out there and messed up the finish.
But these top 3 guys, once again, they're separating themselves from the rest of the pack here. But Joe and NR Lewis, they're there, and that's something I was gonna bring up. And if this thing goes green, there's 53 laps in the stage, and these guys are gonna they have about 27 laps of fuel left. We don't know if the tires can make it that long, but who's gonna be the first one down pit road?
Joe. Because if I'm running P4, that's my chance to catch these guys. It's short pit.
Completely agree. Completely agree, especially at this type of track. The problem is pit entry on this track is just so difficult. So when these guys actually have to make green flag pit stops, it's kind of weird because we're used to seeing green flag pit stops for these guys in the first 2 stages, but in this track you don't really get that because the stages are so short. So pit strategy, seeing who can get onto pit road the cleanest and get off, is definitely going to be a key thing to watch here as the laps dwindle down.
Speaking about key things to watch, the 14, he stuck his nose under a mid-corner, but never mind, he falls right back behind that 32.
I'd like to mention that the 43 of Shadowhawk is actually starting to catch up here as he just passes NR Lewis for the top 5 spot.
Yeah, watch out for that 43. He's shown that he's fast here tonight. If he can get back up to those guys, I think he can compete. That 11 of Big Jim, though, I got a feeling that he's saving a little bit.
I think he's trying to just size them up. That's all he's doing is just riding. He's just waiting for that opportunity there. And Gator Mike under fire here from Captain Killian. I noticed that Gator had been really defending that bottom line for the longest time, and all of a sudden now it seems like he's more than willing to give Killiam the bottom. Maybe he feels like his car's a little bit better up high. Caught the wall a little bit coming out of it too. Oh gosh.
Oh, and there goes Captain Killiam to the lead with Gator Mike touching that wall. The 11 of Big Jim going to try to make his way past him as well. You know, Gator Mike's probably beating himself up over that self-made mistake. But he holds on to P2. So, I mean, there's plenty of hope left. I don't know. How many laps do we have left? Does anybody know?
Let's see. We have 40 laps to go. It'll be 39 at the line.
All right, we got a long stage 3. I know stage 3 is usually longer than the other ones, but this seems disproportionate.
Total of 53 laps in the stage.
Where there goes Captain Killiam breaking that draft again. As he comes out into turn 1. Now, is that affecting his line going into the corner? Do you think? Or does he get it straight? Oh, he gets it straightened out, and can he get it turned back? I don't know.
I don't think he needs to.
Yeah.
He uses that. He goes middle of the turn, and then he basically kisses it just as soon. He kisses that red-white stripe as soon as he gets to the bottom out of turn 2 and 4. And then he just lets it flinger right up to the wall, and then ducks down in the straightaways. With that 43 of Shadowhawk, he's past Joe now too. He's up to P4. He's trying to go after Big Jim now for the top 3.
Yeah, watch out. He's here. These top 4 cars. Oh, we got a car.
Oh, we got a car down low.
88 of Lieutenant Crunch somehow saved it. Did not hit the inside wall. Crunch still running that middle to high lane. It looks like the 11 of Big Jim's going to try to join that 40. Uh-oh. And he gets a save. No caution. This may have been a good... Oh, the 11 of Big Jim hits the wall into turn 3. Oh, turn 1.5. This probably would have been a good track for strict cautions, huh? 42 of Ronnie Mack on pit road. This could be your first car down. He's not in the fuel window, is he?
That is going to be very close on fuel.
Definitely. It's a risky strategy, but, you know, with where he was on the track, it might just pay off for him if he can make the tires or the fuel last, rather.
And there goes that 43 of Ronnie Mack. Sorry to cut you off there, but he is now inside that 32. They're battling for P2 coming off of turn 2.
Yeah, I tell you, that 43 of Shadowhawk, all 4 of these guys up in the... Basically, all this top 4 right now have really been the class of the field tonight. They've all had a taste of the lead, a share of the lead, and they're hungry for a win. And, you know, we got a lot of equally matched cars here tonight, so...
Oh, Gator missed his line just a little and tagged the wall again.
Yeah, for sure. And make no mistake about it. He's
in the wall.
Oh, what happened there? Oh, was that the safety wall that jetted out got him?
Looks like it. He's going to lose a lot of track position now because of that.
He is, but he's fast, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him back up here soon. But make no mistake about it, there's a reason why our top 6 cars are running top 6. They're all race winners this season, the season 2 of North American eRacing League Cup Series. Oh, these cars are getting out of control.
Oh, Big Jim really got the wall bag coming out of 2. He lost a ton of ground.
He actually didn't even get in the wall. He was just so loose. He was 4-wheel drifting. I mean, these cars, these tires are gone. It's going to get where it's going to get very interesting. The Shadowhawk is now all over the back bumper for that 14 of Captain Killiam. He is now challenging for the lead. He's made his way back pretty much all the way through the field. As he's going to try to take
a little bit loose.
Take this outside. Oh man, that wall
he ran out of room. Ran out of room. He had the shot, but Killiam didn't want to give him the spot.
And there goes Captain Killiam, slightly adjusting his line into turns 3 and 4. A little bit lower than we've seen him run here. Maybe a little defensive. Coming out of 3 and 4. Let's see what he does here in turns 1 and 2. think he tried to hit that a little bit lower line, but the car drifted up. He's still going to carry that speed. Shadowhawk's still P2. 11 a Big Jim to the 32 of Gator Mike's really kind of falling back here a little bit, huh?
That's going to be the big question there now. Do these guys short pit a little bit?
Oh, the 14 to kill him in the wall. There goes the 43 Shadowhawk to the lead, sailing away. Oh, somebody's coming off a pit road. Who's this? I can't see. Oh, I'm at. Oh, goodness.
Oh my gosh.
I couldn't really see. Oh, maybe the caution happened. That's what jetted him
There
back
is a
onto the
caution.
track.
Oh, Crunch made
12
heavy
speed up.
contact with Cade
Yeah.
Bart.
Okay. I was like, what was the... Who was that? The 42, 43?
I was gonna say
What's
Ronnie
he
Mac.
doing?
Ronnie Mac about to go take out the whole squad, man.
Roddy Mack was done with Gateway.
He's just like, yeet.
Oh, that's going to be a pit road violation, Ronnie. Sorry, bud.
Oh man, you hate to see it. All right, well,
Hey, our first caution for
That
caution.
changes everything.
that screws up Ronnie Mac's strategy though, coming down as early as he did. Now he's going to be stuck 2 laps down.
2 laps down.
All right, we don't know who pit and who didn't pit, but we got to assume everybody pit, right?
Oh, for sure.
Yep, everyone pitted.
All right, so we are back green here in the middle of stage 3, the final stage of the race. The 14 to Captain Killam leading this field down into 1. You got that 43 of Shadowhawk on his outside, the 11 of Big Jim behind him. Running P4 is that 2 of Kevin, and right behind, oh, I don't know anymore. Gator Mike, he's making a move. All right, he let NR Lewis get right back in line behind that 11 of Big Jim. That 43, it doesn't look like he likes that high lane. As the 32 makes it way past that 2. Kevin.
Almost has them cleared.
Oh, and here goes the 43. He's got the line on the 11. The 11 is going to have to run that Captain Killam line if he wants to hold on to his P2 position. And it looks like he's been studying that line as he does hold on to it. The 43 falling back. The 19
is
NR
this
Lewis
going to be
coming up.
deja vu for the 43?
Oh, he drove it in there. It's Gator
He
Mike
drove it
wanted
way
it.
deep.
Gator Mike wanted it, but he held on for better judgment. Anybody know laps to go?
I'll get that lap count for you in like 3 seconds.
All right.
28 laps to go.
28 laps to go. Doc, what do you got? What do you got to do to win this thing in 28 laps? Besides, be Big Jim or Captain Killam.
Well, you know, if we're talking about any guys who are basically third on back, really just try to hit your marks and be as consistent as you can and hope one of these guys screw up. We've seen these guys up front hit the wall. You know, we saw Gator Mike hit the wall, so you kill him, Big Jim. You know, it's going to happen just because of the tire wear and, you know, just kind of coming out of the groove. So if you can be as consistent as possible, stay off the wall and just try to stick up front, keep your track position, you've got a shot to win this thing. But, man, it's tough. It's so tough, especially when you're battling here side by side and just losing so much more time to these two who are just single file up front.
Little correction, guys. It's 24 as they cross the line. 24 to go.
All right, it's that 32 of Gator Mike's making the move on the 43. It looks like that 2 of Kevin missed the corner. He's going to kiss that outside wall just a little bit. And don't look now, but here comes that 4 Draven making his way up into the top 5 or 6. He's going to try to make
going
that
for the
move.
lead.
Yeah, these guys side by side. Captain Killam way up on the track there. He's going to have to fall in behind us. Big Jim's going to go ahead and reclaim that lead.
And there goes Big Jim to the lead. You got to excuse my short memoriness. Oh, they're 3 wide back here from P5. Kevin checking out there, letting them go. Oh, and then the 43 kind of cut him off there a little bit. But who won stage 1? Do you guys remember?
Stage 1 was Gator Mike.
Oh, Gator. Okay.
And don't look now, but he's made it all the way to 3rd place. NR Lewis in 4th. Draven in 5th.
And 43 running P6. should be the 2. Nope, the 88 running P7. The 2 running P8. Who's that? The 10 of Mr. Williams running P9. And the 1 of You Already Heard rounds out your top 10.
Now,
Rodney
one thing
Mack
we
on pit road
noticed is
again.
that-
I don't know if he was trying strategy before. He might just be trying to just count the laps down. This might not be
He
his
might
strategy.
just start pitting there every single lap. Yep, I'd have to agree with you there.
It's not the same as a rage quit. There's a difference.
Man.
Now, approximately 20 laps to go in the race.
We have 20 laps to go.
Oh, I'll be daggone.
Right on.
It's almost like I have a ticker up here.
Yeah. Shout out 704 games.
I didn't say it this time. Draven!
They're
make
small.
it They are a small team. Apparently. Draven making his way past that 19 of NR Lewis. Lewis is going to try to battle back on the outside here going into turn 1. Draven might clear him off the corner. And he does. Claims that P4 position. Draven making his way up to the front here late.
Yeah, he definitely has had a rough race in the early goings, but it's good to see him be able to stick with it and rebound the way he has. And you never know. I mean, we haven't really seen what Draven has for this front this front pack because he's constantly gotten caught up in other mayhem earlier in the race. So he might have a car that can beat these guys.
He just might. He made his way past that 43, and the 43's been strong all night. Doc, did you watch that Darlington race Sunday? Do you have any thoughts on that? The 42's back on pit road.
Unfortunately, I actually I've caught glimpses of it, but I was not available to actually watch it.
All right, well, fair enough. Charp, did you
Unfortunately.
watch it there in the middle of the Gulf of Mexico?
What's that? Pieces over there. Unfortunately, with the work that we have. Oh, I'm going to correct you right there. We're not in the Gulf of Mexico.
Oh, my
There we
bad.
run ICW, the Intercoastal Waterway.
My
And,
bad.
Wait, hold on.
I'm sorry.
Oh no, Captain Killiam lagged out.
Oh.
No.
Wow, that is absolutely huge.
Oh my gosh.
Is it just a PlayStation glitch, or did he actually lag out?
No, he literally lagged out.
Oh, man.
Crap. Hope somebody else got a stream up.
Yeah, right.
Crap. Anybody? I'm
gonna say we have about 17 laps
Big
to go.
Jim. Okay, Big Jim's got a stream. 15 to go.
Oh, close. There you go.
Wow. Shout out 704 Games.
They are a small team.
It's okay, though. They'll give you 374 paint schemes. Forget all the rest.
And a terrible paint booth.
Oh, it's bad. Yeah.
Shots fired.
Oh! What's
we
going
got
on in
trouble
the
in the
back?
back.
Oh, this has got to be a
Joe.
caution. The 1, the 37,
Is
the 12. It is not.
It's not a caution. Wow. Okay, that's... K-Bar got through that. Swamp got some damage. Joe was in it, and so was Ronnie Mack.
Well, Rodney Mack not too
I'm-
affected.
I'm gonna go ahead and throw that one on 704 as well.
Fair enough.
A lot of frustrated drivers tonight after the end of this race. You know that's going to happen between lagging out and between wrecks that should have a caution flag.
Yeah, you know.
Rough.
Well, you know, Doc, they're releasing NASCAR Heat 4.5 here soon, so you would think they would release relaxed cautions and a half.
I'm getting the ticker edition. It's like $50 more.
Oh,
The 43 smoked the wall on the outside. If they have a ticker edition, I will buy it. All right.
Pay $50
we will buy the game just
extra
for the damn ticker.
I'll pay the $50. Why not? Just give me the damn ticker.
Oh yeah, you ain't lying. That 43 hit the wall hard. You gotta think he's got
smoked it.
damage.
Oh yeah, though.
He's definitely not giving up, though.
He's not. He's hanging with these guys. How many laps to go do we have? Whenever you see it.
As Big Jim is coming to the line on his stream, we have 11 to go.
All right.
Is
so
that the lucky number for Big Jim?
Hey, it happens to match his car number, the winningest number in NASCAR history.
Shadow makes the pass for third place.
That 11 machine. Not thanks to, well, you know, Denny's added to it, I guess. So, never mind. Denny's not a bum, but he's definitely not my favorite.
That gap between Gator and Big Jim hasn't gotten any bigger, but it hasn't gotten any smaller either. So, it seems like Big Jim is holding his own on that 32, but the 43 is definitely coming.
Yeah, honestly, I think Sharp, that 43 is the first car on the track right now tonight. Problem is he just, you know, like you were talking about earlier, smoked the wall. And, you know, it really killed all of his momentum.
Right.
But
That's the big thing.
Oh,
That's
go ahead,
the big
go ahead.
thing. I'm sorry. That's the big thing is that I think early on it just takes a couple laps for his car to come in, but then after about 10 laps, all of a sudden it's a rocket ship. I mean, he's able to make it work on the high side. He's able to make it low. Look out. He just about held his own there against Gator. But he's got to get around him now to be able to have a shot at Big Jim.
Yeah, and he knows that the laps are not in his favor. And Jim probably looking in the rear view, you know, kind of scoping it out, seeing who's behind him, or you know, looking at his ticker and seeing, okay, what's the lap times, or what, you know, who's catching me. And that 43 is definitely on his way up, but I don't know, man. We might be a little too late for that 43 to get the lead here away from Big Jim.
He got a good run on Gator there. He's got a shot. If he can clear him here, oh, that's just going to be so close. Can he get him?
He's clear.
He's got him.
Got it.
Wow.
He's going to need every one of these laps to catch Big Jim, though, because as that battle was taking place, Big Jim has just checked out of this race.
And
He's
with
driving
only
it in
7 laps to go, that's going to be tough. But as we've seen, he's the best car on the long run. And I'm not saying that Big Jim hasn't made any adjustments, but just what we've seen from Stage 1, Stage 2, and in the first portion of Stage 3, Big Jim had more of a short run car. 6 laps to go. Does he have enough time to get there?
That 43 painted that turn 3 and 4 beautifully. My goodness, his lefts were kissing that white line throughout the whole corner. Now, I'm not sure how you could run a much smoother corner than that, but he's catching Big Jim. I just don't know if it's going to be enough, as when they hit that line, it's going to be 5 to go.
He's going to have to hit his marks perfectly every single time. That's the thing I was talking about, his consistency is just hitting your marks every time, and he's been able to do that for the last couple of laps. As you see, he's driven away from Gator and
5 to go.
Trying to close that gap. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying 5 to go. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oof.
Big Jim, I don't know if these guys are Big Jim. Big Jim looks like Shadowhawk's a little bit faster in turns 1 and 2, and then Big Jim kind of makes up that difference in turns 3 and 4. Looks like they kind of even each other out as far as the overall lap goes. As we'll have 4 to go once.
Well,
they get the line.
he made us some time there though in 3 and 4. He definitely had a little bit of a better corner.
He definitely did. He drove it in deep.
4 to go in this race,
Big
and
Jim
we've got a
just
lap
wants to
car
see
that
the
might
white
come
flag.
into in the factor up here. That one of you already heard. Big Jim's getting either really tight or really loose.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, Big Jim's car is not handling quite well as we have that 43 right on the back bumper of the 11 of Big Jim. And once they come out of turns 3 and 4, we're only going to have 3 laps to go, but it doesn't matter because Shadowhawk is on the back bumper of that Toyota Camry. Let's see what the one of you already heard does. He just gets out of the way. A veteran move there, letting these guys race for the win as the 43 of Shadowhawk has the inside lane on the 11. 4 to go here at Gateway. A little bit of door jamming going on here down in turns 1 and 2. The 43 of Shadowhawk takes the lead away from the 11 of Big Jim.
2 to go at the line. Can he hold him off? Will Big Jim try to come back at him? Oof.
I think for the 43 drives away, man, he's been really fast in the long run as we have 2 to go at Gateway.
That car is, it's got rocket fuel in it, boys.
He's on rails right now, man. He fell all the way back to what, about 7th at the beginning of the run and drove all the way through the field.
He's got that Big Mac fueled by bacon. He's Team Bacon. Maybe him and Mr. Williams with the Smithfield Ford came up with an agreement.
I tell you what,
with
Big Jim got loose big time coming out of turn 2 there.
He did. What's this, white flag here?
Yeah, this is it. Last
All
one.
right, 1 to go. Presented by Credit One Bank. I think we're still shouting them out. But anyways, the 43 is Shadowhawk.
Sponsoring Kinsiff.
Yeah, fair enough. 43 of Shadowhawk has battled through adversity all night long as he loses a little bit of time on the exit there, but it's not going to be enough for the 11 of Big Jim to catch him. As that 43 of Shadowhawk, he's going to make his way down the backstretch for the very last time here tonight. Dives it into turn 3. And these long, winding left turns here as he comes out of turn 4. And the 43 of Shadowhawk is going to pick up another win here in the North American eRacing League Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series. Season 2.
We had a good finish there between NR Lewis and Draven in the 4. They basically sandwiched each other. They doored each
other right at the line. My goodness. Top 5 with Shadowhawk, Big Jim, Gator Mike, Draven, and NR Lewis. Followed by TK Kelvin in 6, Lieutenant Crunch, Mr.
Yeah, I'm at blue screen now, so I can't be too mad at him. I'm looking for Shadowhawk. There we go. Invites out to your race winner. What a battle back we saw from that 43 though. You know, he didn't win stage 1, he didn't win stage 2. But my goodness, he was fast all night and he never gave up.
Yeah, I mean, he basically was the Hamburglar there at the end, just stealing that win away from Big Jim.
I see what you did there. As our race winner is now in the lobby, the 43 representing Richard Petty Motorsports. Shadowhawk, how you doing, bud?
Oh man, that was great. You know, a few laps before that, I think it was probably around 10 to go, or I don't know how many laps it was, but I was behind Draven, who was in, I want to say 3rd. Could be wrong about that, but and I hit the wall behind him, and I got really upset at myself, and I thought it was over. But my long run car was phenomenal, and I was able to get by him and Gator and set sights on Jim, and the car was really good. It turned really well, and I think Jim was really loose, and I mean that's what made me able to get around him.
All right, well, if you rewatch this race, which I have a feeling you might, just ignore the first half of stage 1. I may or may not call you the 42 of Ronnie Mac. So, moving on. Charp, what you got for our race winner? He's not
Shadowhawk, congratulations.
Thanks, Sharp.
Yeah, congratulations on the win there, buddy. You kind of touched base on it there already, but My question for you was how you set the car up for the race. I noticed that, early on in the run, you kind of fell back a little bit, but then, man, about 10 laps into the run, you just came rushing through the field. Was that maybe something you tried to set up maybe a little bit tighter for the longer run?
Yeah, the initial start of the race and that whole first stage, the car was loose. It was short run, it was okay. But a long run, even though we won the stage, it was a handful. So I wanted to tighten it up, and by the time we got to the third stage, I had really tightened it up. And I knew we weren't going to be competitive much on the short run, but if we stayed around fifth or sixth and didn't get too far back from the lead, long run car come in and we might have a shot. And I got there to Jim and we were able to pass him, and yeah, the car just felt good. It was still loose, but I mean it was drivable, and I got in the groove there. Excuse me.
Absolutely, and consistency was big. Congrats again, buddy.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
Well, a shot you did have, and you took full advantage of that. Doc, what you got for our race winner?
Just kind of echoing what these guys have said. Congrats, Shadowhawk. Heck of a race win, man. It was really impressive to see you kind of bounce back from adversity when you tapped the wall there. And looking in the rear view, I was saying, man, he's caught up to Draven, he's caught up to Gator, he's caught up to Big Jim, and it was really fun watching you in those last 15 or so laps and being able to get back up to the front. I really don't have a question for you, man. I just want to congratulate you on just a absolute great win, and just being able to stick with it, even though it seemed like your race was over there after you tapped the wall. You were able to still stick with it, but yeah, man, that's all I got. I don't really have anything else.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Doc. If you told me I was going to win Gateway in the NARL, I would have said you're crazy, because this track is not one of my better tracks. But I don't know, man. Just you get in a groove and you figure it out as you go, and that's kind of what happened tonight. I didn't bring a long run car, and somehow I developed into a long run car. So, but it worked out. So, but yeah, thanks, Doc. Appreciate it.
No problem, dude. Hey, I have one. Sorry, Vince. I have one more thing. Yeah, I didn't. We were kind of wondering there for a minute there at the beginning of stage 2 when you started, I believe, on the pole, and it looked like the low line wasn't actually going. It looked like the high line. And we were all shocked that the low line wasn't actually going off of that restart in stage 2, and so we were wondering, man, you would think that the low line at Gateway would be going, but with the way you had your car set up, you were able to kind of fall into the pack like 4th or so, and then be able to just drive past everybody. It was definitely a really cool strategy, and it was cool to see that all play out there for you.
Yeah, and real quick, me personally, I actually preferred the outside on restarts, at least on the front row, because the outside you can really dime in the corner and carry a run. To where if you're the inside car, you can get tight, and you don't want to get into the outside car, so you have to lift, and that's just enough to let 2-3 cars go by you there. So, yeah, the inside wasn't great for me on restarts. I would for the outside, but nonetheless, still made use of it.
All right, well, it definitely all worked out for you here tonight, Shadowhawk, as you come away with the win. Who do you want to shout out here before we get our runner-up in here?
Just always shout out to you guys for putting on great broadcasts. It's been a while since I've been interviewed. I ran up front and just couldn't finish the deal, I guess, the last few races. But and shout out to Captain Killam. I mean, that's a terrible break what happened to him. He was going to be up there battling for the win with us, and he just caught an unfortunate break. And shout out to Jim. I got underneath him there going into turn 1, and I was right next to the curb all the way through, and I think he was just trying to dime in the corner as much as he can. He got into me a little bit, and that got him really tight, and I pulled away. But and then shout out to Kevin, K-Bar, everyone that puts on the league, and just another good race, and we'll go on to the next one.
All right, well, Shadowhawk shouting out the league. Appreciate you guys. Congratulations once again. Hey, man, take care. So we now have our invite out for our runner-up, Big Jim, representing FBGM tonight in his Toyota Camry, operated by Joe Gibbs Racing. Quick little, and it just popped in my head. It's not really important. If he joins, I'll shut up. But I'm kind of surprised to see a league ran without the number 18 machine of Kyle Busch. It seems like there's always a Kyle Busch fan in a league, or shoot, even the 22. TB claimed it. But anyways, here we go. We got Big Jim, your runner-up here at Gateway. Big Jim, I know you're one position away from where you wanted to be. But how you feeling?
Feeling pretty good. You know, sometimes you have the long run car, sometimes you don't. I had a decent long run car, but there's no beating Shadow tonight. That guy was on rails.
All right, well, he's definitely on rails on the long run anyways. Doc, what you got for a runner-up?
Yeah, Big Jim, you know, great race tonight. Obviously, like Vince said, you wanted the win, but, you know, I guess the one question I have for you is just, man, was there any way you were going to be able to keep that right rear up? Was there anything you would have changed setup-wise that would have given you a chance to not, you know, be as loose as you were towards the end? Because you had a hot rod tonight, man, and you were really killing it out there. I was just curious to see, you know, was there anything else you think you could have done to just kind of keep that right side underneath you?
Man, Doc, I mean, I actually knew that the right rear was going to be wearing a ton because I did a lot of practice, about like, I'd say 50 laps there. I think yesterday or the day before, one of those days. But I knew that, and I was like, okay, I'm going to put on stable 4 because, you know, a 5 is going to be too loose on the long run. And even with that, with the 4, it was still all over the place. I mean, I was barely giving it throttle there with 3 to go, and it was snapping on me. And that's kind of when Shadow got the upper leg on me.
Well, I mean, it wasn't quite too high of an upper leg. There was only one position, but, you know, that's the most important position. Sharp, what you got for our runner-up?
Hey, Jim, great run tonight, bro. Runner-up, as the bench said, is one spot short, but you still got to be feeling pretty good about the run. Confidence, you know, as the season progresses toward the playoffs.
Yeah, man. Ever since Charlotte, after the lag out of Martinsville, I've been putting together some good runs here lately, and you know, win or not, it still looks really good. We had a pretty good points day, so I mean that counts for something, especially when we're getting closer to the end of the regular season. So yeah, I would say it gives me a little bit of added momentum, added confidence going forward. Pocono, I don't know if I'm that good at, but hey, I'm willing to give it a shot.
All right, well, give it a shot. I know you will. Lewis, excuse me. Sorry, Big Jim. And once you see the stream, you'll see there's a guy in here that has a lobby open. It's Lewis Racing 62. And I've got it highlighted just in case NR Lewis is watching. But anyways, sorry. Big Jim, you're going to give it a shot at Pocono. We all know that. But we've reached that point of the interview where you get to shout out whoever you want. It might be NR Lewis. I don't know. Maybe I already did it for you. But go ahead.
Yeah, man, I actually have a lot of people to shout out, so hopefully y'all got some time. But first of all, I'm going to shout out Shadow for the great win. That was, I mean, he had the class of the field car tonight. It was apparent. He had that one mistake in, I think it was stage 2 or something that put him back there, but he was just on rails on the long run. And then shout out to Gator as well. Finished P3, and, you know, after hearing some things that he might have not been racing today, it was refreshing seeing him up there battling for a win. And then, of course, Captain Killam, you know, hate to see that he lagged out. He was another one of those cars that in practice looked really strong and would have given a huge battle to Shadow for that one. And finally, I have to give out that shout out to FBGM. You know, wasn't our best night, but it could have been a lot worse.
All right, so Swamp Fox taking up the entirety of our paid advertising here on Fox. No, I'm just kidding. So speaking of advertising, and if you want to hear this guy talk a little bit more, tomorrow night, the Truck Series. Yeah, we heard him talking about the Cup Series going to Pocono. but the truck series go there as well. And I'll be daggone if you want to watch these trucks head into turn 1 and even the tunnel turn of turn 2 for the first time tomorrow night. It's going to be at 8:45 right here at the same channel that you're watching now. Go ahead and tune in. I've made the joke that you're not essential, but let's be honest, you're essential to us. So go ahead. It's mandatory. Tune in. We'll see you there.